Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first live stream from Arb Samurai, where I show you how to turn sports books into cash machines using risk-free arbitrage and low-risk betting strategies. Now, over the last 15 days alone, I've made $7,142, and tonight I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. We're going to walk through how I set up my plays. We're going to place live ARBs tonight on Major League Baseball and NBA action and break down how to flip sportsbook bonuses into profits with no guessing, no gambling, and just math, timing, and execution. And by the way, this works even if you live in a state without legal sports books. One of my students made $388 on day one in a non-legal state using the same book and then made $300 on day two. So grab a notebook, ask your questions in the chat. Let's lock in some profits tonight. There's going to be some promo links and tools I use that are in the description. And if you're serious about learning this, DM me, coach, after the stream and I'll get you started. All right. Let's make sure I got my setup here. So how's everybody doing tonight? All right. Now, I had some technical difficulties at the beginning of being with the first live stream, and was trying to get the couple services working. Didn't go the way I planned, but we're on now. I think we're actually on a second stream. So I'm going to quickly see if I can get people from the first screen in. All right, let me get this link, share it with the people. I'm just getting set up here. We'll wait for people to get in and then we will find some action. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for bearing with me on the technical difficulties. We're not going to make excuses. First live stream and not. But we'll get better at it, just like I hope to get you guys better at Sportsbook Arbitrage. And then what we're going to be talking about tonight is some Sportsbook Arbitrage. We're going to be talking some bonus conversions. We're going to talk about low risk and no risk profit strategies with sports books, whether they be U.S. sports books, whether they be exchanges that are available to us, or whether it be offshore books. So have your questions for me. Go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll be engaging back and forth, but we're going to be looking at the Major League action. We had a couple games. First pitch start at 6:40, so we should have a 3-4 games going on right now. It is kind of a light slate at the Major League Baseball parks tonight. We got the Philadelphia Phillies with the Marlins, the Rockies up on the Nationals, and the Angels and Yankees in the top of the second. And we got the next game tipping off in 4 minutes with the Baltimore Orioles and Tampa Bay Rays. So one of the things I like to do is take a look at my arbitrage window in OddsJam. So one of the tools that I use, for those of you that are not aware, is the OddsJam sports betting tool. This is the tool that has given me an edge in helping find lines, converting bonuses, and live arbitrage, and a whole host of features. Now, there is a promo code in the description that allows you to try a 7-day free trial with OddsJam, and then use my promo code Samurai, and you'll be able to get 35% off your first month. Now, I've leveraged this tool along with some coaching and mentorship that I've received to be able to start with a bankroll of $2,500 back in October. And 7.5 months later, I have increased that bankroll to $65,000 in profit. So things have been going pretty well. Most of that in the 6 or 7 months have been via sportsbook conversions and sportsbook arbitrage, live mostly, and some pre-bet. And there's some advanced strategies with what I call time arb, and some other strategies that we're actually going to try out tonight. I had some success with a strategy last night that I utilized during the soccer season, and we're going to try that out with Major League Baseball tonight. All right, so one of the things we have is we want to go to inside of our OddsJam. Let's take a look at the arbitrage window, and we have our filters set. When we set our filters, we want to choose the books that we're going to be targeting tonight. Tonight we're going to be targeting the exchanges along with a handful of offshore books, mainly Bovado, Jazz Sports, BetMania, and BetPhoenix, and also every game. Now, BetPhoenix is not an OddsJam, but they use a similar software and back end to their sister book, BetMania, so we can reference BetMania for both BetMania and OddsJam. We're going to set the percentage here. What I typically like to find are 4.5% and above. And we're going to look at today's ranges, and we'll look at all sports and so forth. So we'll leave that pregame filter that way. We'll also have a window here up with our live game on the right hand side. The filters are already set from the previous window. We can confirm that by clicking the filters, and that we have our 10 selected books, 4.5% minimum. Our filters are in place. We're looking at today's action, and we're looking at all markets at this time during this stream. So we're going to hit the play button on both of them, and we're going to watch that in our other screen. While we're watching that and things come up like 4.5%, I will bring that to your attention. And or 4.5% and above, I'll bring that to your attention. And in the meantime, we will also be monitoring the sportsbook screen here, the money line screen that I utilize quite heavily in baseball season to do some time arbing. So, and that's what we're going to be looking for, and some low arb opportunities as well, as we try to make some rollovers at our offshore books. All right, so if we take a look at the game that just tipped off, one of the things that we do when we take a look at this screen is we have the drop down menu in the upper right hand corner, just for those of you that want a little bit of a tutorial on OddsJam. You select all the sports books that we want to look at tonight. Can handle 10 sports books here on this screen, I believe it is. And then we have access to Pinnacle, which is one of the sharp books in the industry, where a lot of the sharp money is being, is being taken. And also just in terms of their ability to set lines, get information, and so forth. They're at top of the game. So there are three books that are considered extremely sharp. One is being Pinnacle, another being Bookmaker, and the third being Circus Sports. We're going to just reference Pinnacle. This is just a personal preference. There is definitely options in the OddsJam tool to reference them all, to consolidate them as well as one central number. But we like to use Pinnacle, and then we have the books that we have access to the right of that. And so we monitor this. So Pinnacle just came back up with their board on the Orioles game, minus to 126 on the Orioles, plus 104 on the Rays. We are looking for something called positive EV. Positive EV is positive expected value, where basically you're getting a better rate than the sharp books are talking about. So if minus 126 is the reference point, and we see lines of between 130 and 127, those are all above the minus 126. These are definitely not positive EV bets. They're negative EV bets that give additional, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, basically what I'm trying to say is when you place a bet at one book for $100 on minus 126, they'll pay you roughly $75. But if you go take a different line that's higher at minus 130, you're going to get paid out less than if you would have taken the other book with the lower line, and that is a negative value for you in the long run, and it wouldn't work out. So the idea is with sports books and casinos, they have a general edge across the board, what they call the no vig odds. They get generally a 4% edge across the board. So this is how they stay in business. This is how the sports books always win. The house always win. But we try to take the same approach in reverse. We take the advantage of the sports books all individually setting their own lines, and therefore there's a lot of movement and discrepancies, and when there's discrepancies we can jump in on that, get the positive expected value wager, and lock in those wagers. So all right, let's see if we can actually lock something in here. We got the Yankees minus 260. Everything Profit X is about 13 points better, and something we could potentially take. I typically like to find something 15 points or better, or unless we take a really, really good team. So Philadelphia and Miami are 1-1. Philadelphia Phillies at the Pinnacle minus 122. All the rest of the lines are above that. Plus 105 Marlins, and we have a plus 110 at Fliff, and That is a bit off, but still not in the range that we're looking for. We're looking for 15 plus points. In the game with the Rockies is a 2-0 lead. I do like to very much take pre-bet games against the Rockies. That would have not worked out in this case so far. But we're at the bottom of the fourth. The Rockies have a 2-0 lead, and I'm not seeing any positive EV value there, except maybe with a rebet. Minus 222, 15 points better than the Rockies. So we could lock that in with rebet. Yeah. Grab my phone. Okay, the line's fluctuated and it's no longer where we want it to be. And if we look at the big screen, Pinnacle's got it moved back down to minus 204. It says rebet here minus 192, but I'm seeing it for 196. So not quite where I want to be at this point. All right, the Orioles minus 122. Small, slight positive EV with Fliff. Tampa Bay Rays minus 112. Rebet at plus 100 is a 12 point. Let me just see if that is still there. No, it's not. So one of the things I want to make sure that I got set up on my screens here is to access Jazz Every Game and UWager / Wager Attack. So we're going to have to watch those manually. Am I going to take Washington? Let's see. No, at this point, Washington obviously is the better team, but they're already down 2 runs. And the positive EV is, right now, Rebet's got it at plus 140, Profit X plus 136. But Pinnacle just moved it back down to plus 128. So it's kind of fluctuating. Novig was just at 144. So we could take that. Keep watching it. So Jazz and Wager Attack are both offshore books. These are offshore books. So Wager Attack is one of my favorite ones because they give They give off, so yeah, I'm looking at Philly. Philly are the better team. There's not necessarily a positive EV there. They're at the top of the fourth, so the line's going to be a little bit lower. We'll see if we can get to the bottom of the fourth, and when the Miami Marlins are off the bat, we might be able to lock in the Phillies for a little better rate. But as far as let's see, VRJB, your question, Jazz and Wager Attack, both offshore books, both good bonuses. I like Jazz's interface. Wager Attack gives a 200% bonus every time I reload with them. So I just absolutely love that. So Philly just went up 2-1. So Gene, your instincts were correct. That was a good call out. Can't wait for the NBA game though. That's when there's a lot of movement, a lot of activity, a lot of opportunities. So if we have taken Philly at, what was it, minus, I think it was 40 or so. I don't recall exactly, but definitely Marlins are 167, plus 167 around that. That would have been a time arb situation there. We're going to get them all. Plus I'm getting used to my setup here. That's alright. We'll get there. So Rebet is showing up pretty nicely tonight. It's on the lower end. Uh, it's given us some positive EV, just not quite in the range that I'm looking for. You're taking Tampa at minus 196. What line are you getting? It's a good one to take right now, right? Because they just scored. Let me see. That's a good one. Good call out. I can lock them in at 200 at Jazz, or every game has them at 208. So I'm going to take the 200. I am going to write this one down for reference. So that was Jazz, Tampa Bay Rays. For me, it was minus 200. What'd you get, 190? Okay. So $300 wager to win 150. So the way that you add a book to the Sportsbook screen, and you go to the drop-down menu in the upper right-hand corner, and you have a list of all your sports books. So if you're looking to add like Fanatics, you click on that, you click apply, and then it will show Tampa Bay's dropping back down to minus 127, probably just got an out or getting closer to the end of the inning. But anyways, you click here. Now I have FanDuel up here, and I choose Fanatics. Fanatics up here. I can then sort them, rearrange them by clicking and dragging in the order that I want. So nothing's showing up on the pre-match and live arbitrage screens for these books right now. That's kind of expected with these offshore books that I'm targeting tonight. BetMania, Jazz, BetPhoenix, Evergame, and Wager Attack. Their live information doesn't really come into OddsJam. So we do a little bit of manual work. Yeah, all the way down to 164, minus 164 at Pinnacle. And the exchanges at Rebet is having it for minus 167, Novik minus 169. I still got another 35 minutes till tip off, 40 minutes to NBA tip off. Rockies just gave way to the Nationals 2-1. Nationals are plus 105 at Jazz. Plus 108. Line's going off now. So that price of 165, 170 was really good on Tampa Bay, Gene. But looks like it's back up to 210, 205, minus 210, 205. So if you got in at minus 170, or in your case, minus 190, the Orioles at the top of the second are starting to creep back up plus 160 range. So get through the top of the second, back to the bottom of the second with the Rays coming up. We might be able to lock in our time, or it'll be close. Yankees are coming back further and further to the place that I like to see them, under 200, as they're one of the better teams in the league. So the Yankees are minus 188 at Jazz. And at every game they are minus 200. Going back up. I kind of missed it there. Was going a little slow. I would have liked that at 180, 188. Did you take it, Gene? Did you take the Yanks at minus 186? So maybe come back down. Rockies just went up 2 again. Practice makes perfect. I'm slower than usual tonight too, but that's all right. Phillies up 2-1. Yeah, under 200 sounds about right for the Yankees. All right, 220 is not bad either. Yep, that's right, 3-1. Tampa Bay game going to the bottom of the second. The line's starting to move up on the Orioles for that time arb. We're seeing plus 170s now, which is 160s. So something to watch. So guys, real quick, just a recap of myself. So I'm Sam Jack. I go by Arb Samurai. I've been doing Sportsbook Arbitrage since October. Started doing it by hiring a coach and mentor, teaching me how to do Sportsbook Arbitrage. Invested in the program. Coach was able to walk me through where I started with a $2,500 bankroll and converted that over $12,000 in the first month in October-November time frame of last year. And those were mostly bonus conversions on U.S. books. From there I went into arbitrage, pregame and live, started understanding the intricacies, the setup, all of that. So those things are all important. Having access to many books is also important. And then I made about 8 or 9,000 my first month doing sportsbook arbitrage during the NBA season and college basketball, and even some NFL football. And since then, I've just been doing it consistently to the tune of $65,000 profit in 7 months, doing mostly sportsbook arbitrage and bonus conversions. So you'll find in the description some information. You'll find the link to my ebook that guides you, 90-page guide that kind of walks you through the strategy that I've used in depth, and to be able to get to that, that $65,000 mark of a $2,500 bankroll. I'm also coaching, so I have some students under me right now. You can definitely reach out and DM me on Instagram or X under Arb Samurai, and yeah, absolutely. So you can DM me, and we can walk you through the program. As I said, my student earlier just made $600 over the weekend on his first 2 days doing some promo conversions, working with a $1,200 bankroll. Shout out to him. He's been doing a great job, and he's really excited about the process, and I'm really excited for him. Beyond that, so there's if you're more of a vet, or you want to go in on going on by yourself, BetMania and BetPhoenix sister sports books are running a promotion right now, 200% bonus on free play. So if you use the link in the description, that'll take you. That's one way that you can support the channel and support the content that I've been releasing of late. That will take you to the sportsbook and give you a registration page where you can register and use and sign up for their promo of 200%, maximum $1,500. So a $750 deposit will get you a total free play amounts of $1,500. So you can then use that and use the bonus conversion calculator tool inside of OddsJam to convert those at a 60%, 55% rate at those two books. At other books, we're looking for 65, 75%. And my bookie is another one that I, there's a link of my 18 sports books that I access offshore. Go ahead and access that. That is in my description as well. So my bookie will give you $1,000 right now. So all in all, across all of the sports books that I access offshore, 18 sports books, there's the potential to convert up to over $16,000 in bonus conversions just from the off book. And many of these are reloads as well, so you don't have to be a new customer. So support the channel. Go into the link in the description and click the link for BetMania and BetPhoenix, or use the offshore list that I have to use any of the 18 sports books that I have used offshores, and take advantage of some of those bonus promos that they're offering right now. Gene, as far as what I charge for coaching, so generally I at this point I charge on a weekly basis. So I have 3 programs. One being like the starter program, where you do a 60-minute strategy session with me and have access to me for 1 week. We get the access to the ebook, and that is one of the programs that I offer. The second program that I offer is 3 classes or 3 60-minute Zoom calls, and some access to me during that time frame, which typically is going to be about 2 weeks. And then we have the 4-week program that gives you access to me for a whole month, where we have a group chat in WhatsApp. We discuss, we get on a call 60 minutes at least once a week. But I'm looking for my students to do well, so I'm definitely investing more time than that. My rates are for the starter program of $97. The fast track program is $297. And my high profit accelerator program is $749. As far as the coach that I hired, he wasn't from OddsJam. He's from a completely different organization, Major League Profits. So I hired them to teach me how to do sports cards flipping and also sportsbook arbitrage. Now that's an expensive program that they have over there, And I charge nowhere near what they do, but what you get is the benefit of having one of their top students as your coach, somebody that's been in IT and corporate America for over 20 years, had plenty of training experience and the patience needed to be able to do these type of things. And I've been coaching in basketball for well over 20 years as well. So I've coached high school boys and just have the patience and knowledge and how to do this and the financial and business acumen. So, does BetMania have a rollover before you can withdraw? Of course, they all have rollovers. That's how they try to get you in the long run. But we will use strategies to do low holds and low percentage arbitrage to roll that money over, to hit the rollover, or to have that money go into other funds that are more liquid. So if you start with $500 and they give you a 200% bonus, and let's just say you win 60% of that, which would be $600. So that's 1,100, and their rollover right now is 20x. So 20x times 1,100, your rollover would be about 21,000. And so if you have a bankroll to get 500, so if you have a bankroll about $1,000, let's just say, if you roll through that bankroll every day at least once, $1,000, that will take you 20 days to hit the rollover. And that's very easy to do with low holds and arbitrages, whether they're low percentage or high percentage. Ideally, you'll have access to it prior to that 20 days, because then you'll try to choose lines that will allow you to lose into BetMania into another book that you're more liquid and you can immediately take it out. So that happens quite a bit as well. But if there happens to be where the money is still kind of sticking in BetMania or more money is going into BetMania, then you just continue to do the low holds and the arbitrage for about 20 days. 1,000 a day will get you to 20,000. As your bankroll increases, that time can reduce, right? And you can even go through your bankroll more than once a day if you get early games and then follow up with later games. All right, let's take a look here. The Nationals are back up. So that was kind of like a missed opportunity, but that's all right. Phillies at minus 204. The Tampa Bay Rays are up now 2-0. The Orioles are in the plus 240 range. That's enough for a time arb. Let's take a look at, I took that game at Jazz. So let's take a look at every game. Now, every game has the Baltimore Orioles at plus 225. And then let's just double check BetPhoenix. The BetPhoenix live lines are not showing up in here. Let's see, BetMania. Maybe I have to log back in. Hold on. Oh, there we go. It's still not showing, even though it says 4. Let me try BetMania. Orioles at plus 237 versus every game at plus 235. So if we bring our calculator back up here. So we took them a minus 200 for 300, and we can get them for 227. A wager of 137 will give us the hedge and a profit of $13 or $13, 2.75%. I typically like to get 4.5 or better, but I do want to show you guys what that looks like. Still 237. That game is still, or just moved to the top of the third. So that line's going to go down just a tad. But Pinnacle has it at plus 270. So I'm going to hang on a second. So Pinnacle has it at 270 Bovada has it at plus 260. Rebet at plus 275. So I'm going to see if the 4 books that I'm targeting will come up 266 here. Giving us 6%, so I'll definitely take that. Got a limit of 100 on here, but that's alright. I'll split it into 2. So we got 100, 275 at BetMania. $293 now. I'll take it. To win $293. Okay, so we got 100 covered for $293. We can leave it there. It will be a minus $7 if Tampa Bay loses, but if Tampa Bay wins, we will be up $50. So that is pretty much a time arb right there. Although because of the limits, I could only take 100 instead of 114. But what we can do is we can go to another book to see if we can lock in the other 14. And I really don't know why BetPhoenix is showing me that there should be 4 but not showing me 4. So let me check every game. Every game is lagging. They're 257 and I can't do Jazz because that's where I initially took it. Yankees minus 190. Yeah, almost. 196 there. $220 there. $207 there. It's fluctuating back to about 210, so missed the window on 196. And if you saw 190G, I didn't see that, so missed the window on that too. I would have taken 190 for sure. 196, I was tempted, but so far we're in on 2 games so far. I got Tampa Bay locked in the time arb, looking at a $50 profit there. And locked in also Indiana Pacers. Well, didn't lock in the win, but took the Pacers plus 345 with the potential time arb there. Expect the game to be close at some point. And when the game is close, the Pacers or the OKC should be well under plus 345 on the minus side, taking the time arb. Thanks for the like. I appreciate it. Try a little something here. Go into the description. So my bookie $1,000 free play match that they're offering now. If you go into my description, you'll see the offshore book list that I've compiled with information such as what bonuses are being offered at this time and what they're best for and what the rollover numbers are. And yeah, we'll do some bonus conversions as well at some point. So stick around and I'll show you how to do that, or work with me on a one-on-one basis, or take a look at the book. That's also there as well. So far slow. We kind of got in late with the technical difficulties, and we only have 4 games going on, and they were all pretty much started already. But we're doing all right. We'll take $50 and basically 45 minutes. I hope I still got this thing up, or no? No, I don't. There we go. So what are you guys thinking tonight? Now OKC is going to take it. It's a big game, 2-2, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think the Pacers will keep it interesting, but they obviously have something going on. I think OKC is going to pull it out. Now, I was pretty surprised with the way it went with Game 4, but now it's going to be, as far as OKC being down most of the game, or a lot of the game, but now it's going to be, game's going to be in Oklahoma territory, so I'm sure the crowd will be going crazy. And no live arbs are popping up at all for these books, so not great books for live arbs. Oh yeah, let's take a look at New York. 189 at every game. Let's go. 300 here. I like it. New York Yankees. Minus 189 at every game. 300. And that will be profit of 159. So here's the other thing I've been doing of late that has been working pretty well. Let me show you guys. Go to this screen and bring up these two games, or these two books. Oh, wrong one. Where is Jazz? There we go. So, one of the things I've been doing oops, I can't show that on YouTube. It's a little glitchy. Hold on. There we go. I've been going at inning by inning money lines. And with the three-way. So these, it's not risk-free or anything. But what I've been doing is we got the sixth inning coming up. And we have, let me switch these the other way because it's behind the camera. Okay. So we have the draw at 189 and then the Yankees plus 300, the better team. And we have over here the, stop doing that. We have 110 and, oh, is this the sixth inning? Did I miss something? Somebody on base. I'm gonna look off the camera. Oh yeah, Yankees got first runners at first and second with 2 outs and 2 strikes. So we're gonna have to wait for this, probably the 7th inning. No, I'm sorry. Is this the 5th inning? Yeah, it's the 5th inning. So they just took the line down based on the activity in the 5th inning. Phillies minus 220 being up 2-1 at the bottom of the 6th. 220 or 210 now. This late in the game looks good too. 244, 227, a tad too high. Alright, so we got 7th inning lines up. 166 at Jazz, and the Yankees plus 300 at every game. So what we do is we take 166, something lower like $50, and then 263 or 300. I'm sorry. So we're betting $70 total to try to win 10, but a profit of 12.5%. Now Angels score, then we lose 70. But I have been doing pretty well with this actually this week. I'm testing this theory out. Now we want to track it. Oh, sorry guys, wrong screen. Check my bat tracker. Make sure I entered that right. Was that the Yankees? No, it wasn't. I suspected as much. Alright, change the game there. So we're at the top of the sixth. The Yankees did not score. Yeah, Tampa Bay up 3-0. Looking like they're securing that that lead at least. So yeah, I mean, I typically during the baseball season, guys, I do this from about 6:30 to about 8:30, 8 o'clock. So I go about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And so far this month, I'm up $7,100, and I'm doing well. But you can definitely make money doing this stuff even less time than that. Just doing bonus conversions. and locking in low holds, which for the most part you can do within 15 to 30 minutes and be done for the day. Let's keep converting bonuses and reload bonuses, and that could net you thousands of dollars a month. Nice little side income. Now the Orioles got on the board, 3-1 now. Angels are creeping up to plus 181, 190, which is right where the Yankees, where we got the Yankees at minus 189. So the lines are really up and really up there for the Rockies game, so probably won't do anything there tonight with 2 innings left. Phillies, 2 innings left. At minus 300 plus. Too high. Maybe we get in if Miami ties the game. And yeah, Yankees and Angels, pretty much what we're looking at. Baltimore and Tampa is early enough in the game. We can definitely jump back in. We've already locked in our time arb, but we can definitely jump in it. You know, if there's Orioles score another run or even tie it. So the double result wager is, I was just looking at that. That's a good question. Look at that together. So the double result wager also includes the draw. So you can even cross those. I think, yeah, you know what? I'm not 100% sure what the double chance is. I thought I saw it differently, but I still see a draw line, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Also want to lock in a couple of low holds for later. I'm not going to be able to be online, but I want to lock in a couple of low holds to help with the BetMania and BetPhoenix rollovers. So Boston plus 153 and Mariners minus 165 at every game is going to give me a negative 1.79% low hold. So the target is under 2.25%. So 1.79 is good. I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. So we'll put 300 here towards the rollover, and we'll put 475 at every game. Double check that was minus 165. Sure was. Low hold secured. Now guys, if you got any questions at all, feel free to put it in the chat. Open to having a discussion, sharing information, talk about my journey, talk about my strategies, talk about anything you want to do. You want to talk about baseball, basketball coming up, in game. Again, my name is Sam Jack, aka Arb Samurai. I've been doing sportsbook arbitrage since October to the tune of $65,000 profit, starting with a $2,500 bankroll. Doing mostly sportsbook arbitrage and bonus conversions. If you're interested in learning how to do this, there's multiple ways. You can follow me on Instagram and X at Arb Samurai, and YouTube. Same channel here, Arb Samurai. I'll be sharing content, educational information. You can track my progress. You can go in my description, and there's a few things you can do. You can take advantage of the 200% bonus that is at the free play deposit bonus at BetPhoenix and BetMania. Use the link in the spreadsheet or in the description to get access to those. You'll be helping support the channel as well. I appreciate that. There's also the offshore sports books that I've compiled, 18 total sports books with all the current promotions. Just use the links in the spreadsheet to be able to support the channel and get those bonuses. In addition to that, I have an ebook, 90-page ebook with all the strategies I used to make that $65,000 in 7 months. You can pick that up at samjack.net/10K. Link is in the description as well. If you want to take it to the next level and do some get some personal coaching, ensure that you don't have any blind. I can help you with your blind spots and so forth. Things that I've seen, things that I've been educated on, things that I've experienced, so that you don't have to go through them, and I can teach you, how to convert these bonuses to, to the sportsbook bonuses inside of the list can convert you $16,000 in bonuses relatively quickly. So DM me, Coach, at Instagram or X if you're interested in having that conversation. Appreciate y'all. All right. We have the Yankees at Pinnacle at minus 158. So coming down a little bit. The other books that we see are higher than that. Minus 171 at Jazz. We are headed into the bottom of the sixth, so the Yankees must not be doing so well at the bottom of the sixth for that to be like that. NBA game is about to tip off if it hasn't already. Yep, 3 seconds in. So again, we got the Indy plus 344, 345 on the money line. Profit X is already was just a small arb just a moment ago. So if you're interested in that my bookie promo, the link is in the description in the Sportsbook offshore list. So the game being in Pacers, the over under right now is let's see, 225 and a half, 226 and a half. So we'll watch the pace of the game. If it slows down or speeds up and we get close to 230, we take the under. If we get close to 220, we want to take the over and target a middle. Middles have been really good. Middles are just like it sounds. You take a line on one side, like under 230, and a line on the other side, over 230. You might even, over 220. So you have like a 7 to 10 point gap, sometimes more. You might even take a little bit of loss to take a bet like that, like kind of a low hold type of percentage, 1, 2, 3%, just so that you can try to hit those middles and win both wagers. And it's been really successful during the NBA season. And then OddsJam does have a middle tracker, but as I said, these books that I'm targeting tonight are not necessarily feeding into the live sports screen and into the OddsJam, so we have to look at them a little bit manually. So we got 233 there. 230. So I'm gonna lock in. I got minus 233 for 118. Looks like they're limiting us to 250. Give me that point. A half a point. Okay, so we're trying to lock in the total on the Pacers game to be under 232.5. So we took that at 116 for 300 to win 216. And we want to make sure that we track that. Tampa Bay up 5-1. So we're looking really good on that $50 arb, time arb, $50 profit. Thunder up 5. Pacers are plus 620 in the first half at every game. I'll take that for 50. It's positive EV for almost 100 points. 750 now. Only down by 7. So first half wager. Plus 750. $50. That would be to win. $375. Yeah, I think 230.5 over is just fine. But that's about the sweet spot, I would say. The 227 and 233 is where these games have been going, except for the last one. If you want to take the over, thinking that you might get under 240 for the middle, that would be a good place to go. You want to take the best line though. So if we look at point spread, at least the books, or not point spread, total points, at least the books that I'm monitoring. You know, Pinnacle has it around 228.5 to 29.5. Profit X has got it even further down, but that's an anomaly. Minus 258. But if you can get in on Onyx, over under 245.5, might have an arb there. Rockies and Nationals are tied. Try to get out of the Nationals. They were about minus 130, but it just shot up to 190. Nobody wants to score in the Yankees game. That one might be. Well, we'll see what happens. 2 innings left. Just might have to let it ride. Tampa Bay is up 7-1, Gene. No, I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm from Michigan. I'm a Tigers fan. But I respect the Yankees. They're always good. Oh, the Rockies, the lines just flip on the Rockies. Oh yeah, that's where, it's about the time I fell in love with the basketball during the Fab Five era. We had the Fab Five. Right before that we had the Bad Boys, Pistons. It's a good time to be a basketball fan in Detroit. Yeah, the Wolverines are always fun. That freshman class with the Fab Five, it's just, basically never seen anything like that. So one of the things we can do here is if you're really risk adverse, going into the 8th inning of the Yankees-Angels game, and the line's creeping up to plus 160 for the Angels, you can take a small loss, hedge out, so you're not risking $300. But I'm okay with letting this ride for a little longer for the Yankees. So the spread is still 7, or the lead is still 7 in the OKC game. So not much movement there, except the lines moved down, the over/under. Yeah, I've been a Lions fan forever, even when they were 0-16. So yeah, it's popular to be a Lions fan right now, though. You're a Vikings fan yourself? I don't know about the Vikings, though. Purple. There's something about purple on football uniforms. But you know what? They've been good. They've been pretty good last few years too. A little bit of ups and downs for the Vikings, and not a whole lot of respect, to be honest with you. At least I don't hear about them too much nationally. We hear about a little bit here in Detroit, being in the NFC North, but my wife watched the Netflix special with me. I think it's called Receivers, and she really likes Justin Jefferson and the what is it? The Gritty, the Purple People Eaters. Yeah, where's that come from? I don't even know. What's that all about? Rockies are up too. Looking like the Rockies might steal one. Yeah, is J.J. McCarthy back on the field yet? Oh, that's right. The 70s Viking defense. All right, good for JJ. I like him. He's a good kid. Pacers down 6. So we took the Pacers first half at 750, and their line is coming down, but OKC is still around minus 725. That is an arb, but all it takes is a couple more buckets to really flip that around. Yeah, I've always thought JJ had a lot of pro potential, and I think he was a little bit underutilized at Michigan, but maybe it's just kind of the lack of receivers we had, but also our run game was so dominant that I don't blame Coach Harbaugh for just leaning on that. Phillies up by 1 now. That's a 10-point game. Still low scoring. Actually medium scoring. 29-19. So on pace for about 220, 225. Yeah, the over-under is 223 right now. 223 and a half. So the pace is slowing down, guys. We took it, I took it, the total under 232. Yeah, 232 and a half. I can get a like almost a 10-point middle here. I can also lock in I can get an arb at over 226 and a half and still have a 6-point middle. $2 profit and a middle. Now I can get the same for over 225.5. All right, I took the over 220.5, giving myself a 12-point middle. Now, if I only hit one, I will take a bit of a loss, but that's okay. I'm taking a bit of a. It's about the sweet spot for these games, 220 to 232.5, for hitting both sides of the middle for a big payday. So let me put that in. There's the wager. Over 220.5 minus 124 for 279.29. I kind of updated it all funky for me. So alright, it's in the book. Let's hit that middle. How you guys like that middle play? basically at this point taking a $20 risk to try to win almost $600. I think it is, Gene. I think it's a good risk. Going to the bottom of the 8. No score in the Yankees game. When they're having a pitcher's duo. It's possible. But they're at the top of the 9th, right? I don't think so. In Vegas doesn't, or the Vegas, Sportsbook doesn't think so either. Minus 1,300. That's a big underdog if you take the Marlins at this point. Oh, is he? Okay. You only get minus 166? Man, Padres are good too. I'm definitely not going to be up for that, so pass. The game goes later, it's going to be past my bedtime. Pacers down by 11. Right now our $50 plus 70 halftime bet is not looking good. But all it takes is a couple of baskets to turn that around. In this case, maybe 4 baskets. Down 11. Threatening to score. So that, and the line's still not changing though. I mean, it went the other way. Philadelphia minus 1,800. So first and third yet. The Marlins are still plus 800. Yeah. First and third, and the Marlins are plus 800. Plus 600 at Jazz. drop $10 to see if they score 2 runs here. Nah, that's gambling. Top of the ninth for the Yankees and the Angels. Ten-point game for the Pacers. 11 now. Eight-point game. Three ball. Oh, getting tired. Bases juice. I'm gonna put that game on. It would be interesting to see the line move. Wait, bases juice and the line is still that? And they just went off. Gene, have you played in MyBookie? So, right now we got action on the Yankees at minus 189. This game has been scoreless all day. Yeah, Gene, use the promo code in the spreadsheet. Get that $1,000 bonus. MyBookie.ag, one of the better offshore books in my opinion. Quick to withdraw. Rollover numbers are low, and they have great lines, and they populate in OddsJam. Yeah, I'll probably hit them up tomorrow or the day after. I like to switch up the books every day or so of who I target. I don't like to beat up books multiple days in a row. I think it looks more like a sharp better than a recreational better that way. When you beat them up every day, I've been able to do those type of things where I'm targeting 3 to 5 books a night. Go target another 3 to 5 books the next night, and then the next one negative 3 to 5. And it's one of the things I've learned from my mentors. And then 7 months, I've only been limited at Fanatics. Fanatics limits everybody. I've been limited a little bit at DraftKings, but I can still put hundreds on Moneyline. I haven't been limited on any offshore books. Oh, Angels just said something. Oh, this guy's man on base. Man on second for the Angels. Hey, I get it. Great tool. Great tool. Great resources. However, it is expensive. So you really got to get your money's worth. If you know what you're doing, they have they definitely get your money's worth. I'm at $11,000 a month now for 7 months. Wouldn't be able to do it without OddsJam. Philadelphia is walking away 5-2. Pacers down by 12. 7 minutes to go. So we're looking for the Pacers to close the gap there a little bit so we can take a time arb on the money line. Pacers plus 345. Those money lines are typically second halves when they start moving significantly. So the Yankees, the Yankees got out at the top of the first, and now we have a time arb. We can wait for the Yankees to try to get a run here at the bottom of the 3. Oh, we got this very small arb. I'm seeing plus 192 compared to our minus 189. We could get out of here, but as you know, I feel like let the Yankees go for now. Yeah, the Sportsbook screen is great. What are your favorite books that you like to play at, Gene? And for the rest of you guys, if you got any questions, just drop it in the chat. Let's have a little discussion. Anything you want to know, I can take you through it. Best of my ability. forgot to put the Yankees game in here. Let's go Pacers. The Pacers total over under is going down even more. Pace is slowing down, and it is at 218 now. Pacers only have 32 points. They need to pick up the pace. Yeah, the ARB calculator I have, what I had taken, I use this for a lot of calculations, VR. So earlier I took under 232.5 on the basketball game for 300, and then at the other book they only had a certain amount of lines, Jazz, but I locked in a over 221.5 for 117. So I'm taking an 8%. Well, I didn't put 298. I put I think it was 280. But I'm taking a bit of a loss, like $40 risk ish, to try to hit that middle. And I have a 12-point middle between 221 and a half, or 11-point middle, 221 and a half and 230.5. So if the game ends up in between there, I'll win both, and I'll win. I'll pay out, $1,100 after spending $6, so I'll make about $500 on that. Now, if only one side covers, I'm gonna lose about 40. But I like that one. I like that 12-point range, 11-point range. A double by Stanton. Oh yeah. And is that a strikeout? Yeah. Pacers down 15. Yankees just jumped up to minus 305. Angels plus 229. So we have 189 for 300. Payout of 458. If we did some kind of hedge, $329. This is Let it ride. Yeah, going back to the top here. So I'm just trying to find out what happened in the Yankees game, and hopefully lock in the time arb with the Pacers on the phone later, and I am good to go. Let's go Yankees. Alright guys, I'm pretty sure we're gonna let the Yankees game ride. Pacers, I'm gonna check that in the second half on the phone. Pacers cut it close at all, and we'll be able to time our the 200 we have on the money line plus 345. Hopefully we'll hit that middle. It'll be a real nice day for us. We have some low arbs. We have some low arbs in, low holds. To help some rollovers. About 1,500 altogether. Yeah, all in all, a profitable night. I don't have the final numbers, but stay tuned to X, and I will post that tomorrow morning. So Gene, rest of the crew, thank you guys for joining. Appreciate you joining me on this first live stream. Hope you guys got some value. Kick back, make some money, watch some games. We'll see you guys out on cyberspace.